Jai Ram Ji ki. Welcome to Canto 14 of Srimad Valmiki Ramayan Balkand. Some people laugh at the fact that how can a king have four sons just by feeding rice kheer to his wives? How is it even logically possible? Today, when a couple wants to start a family, especially in urban areas, there is a trend of preconception counseling where they are told to adopt a healthy lifestyle, ditch the junk food, say no to alcohol and smoking, do some exercise and yoga, all to get their bodies baby ready. They are even suggested to manage their stress levels because high levels of stress and anxiety can lead to the hormonal imbalance. So much of struggle just to conceive a healthy baby. And here in Ramayan, you get a baby from the rice kheer. Does not make sense, right? But is that really true? Or did Dashrath and his wives followed certain principles, discipline, and practice that today we recognize as part of modern science and healthcare? Carefully listen to the 60 shlokas of Canto 14 and find out yourself. But first, let us invite Bajrang Bali and Ganpati Bappa before we start our reading. ॐ गणपते नमः। ॐ हनुमते नमः। Srimad Valmiki Ramayan Balkand, Canto 14. We read in the previous cantos that Raja Dashrath brings Rishishring to his kingdom during the spring season so that he can perform Ashwamedh Yajna for the king. The sacred horse for the Ashwamedh Yajna is set loose to freely wander in the neighboring kingdoms. Then, one full year goes by. During this year, ministers of Ayodhya make arrangements for the yajna. In the last canto, we saw a meticulous event planning for this yajna. Everything from accommodation to food, facilities, invitations, charity, every small aspect of event management was brilliantly planned by the ministers of Dashrath under supervision of Guru Vasishtha. Meanwhile, during this year, Dashrath also completes certain rituals and routines with discipline so that he is eligible to perform such a difficult yajna. Thus, after one full year, when the released ritual horse returns back to Ayodhya, after receiving the horse, exceptionally noble-minded King Dashrath begins the Ashwamedh Yajna on the northern banks of Saryu River. Keeping Rishishring at the helm of affairs and making him the head priest, all the eminent Brahmins commence the Ashwamedh Yajna for the king. The priest and Brahmins who are conducting this ritual are master of Vedas. They duly perform their respective duties and conduct the ritual as per the customs and rules laid down in the scriptures. As per scriptures, Brahmins perform preliminary ritual of Pravargya for the purification and also the Upasad ritual related to initiation. Similarly, they duly perform all other ancillary ceremonies as per scriptural ordinance. The eminent sages have duly performed all the rites to worship and propitiate the gods, and they are pretty satisfied with their conducted ritual. Beginning from the early morning, where ablutions related to Savan ritual are done, then oblations are duly offered to Lord Indra as ordained in the scriptures. Thereafter, pure King Dashrath crushes the Som creeper to squeeze Som juice and then completes a midday Savan ritual as per due sequence. Similarly, as referred in the Shastras, these proficient Brahmins also perform the third Savan ritual of the noble king Dashrath. In these verses, there is an interesting mention about the oblations given to Lord Indra. Even today, when we perform a Havan, you might notice that the priest first offers an Ahuti to Lord Indra before offering to any other deity. It is the same ritual that is mentioned in these verses as well. There is another very interesting mention about 3 savans performed by Dashrath. What is it? You all would have heard about Somras, the heavenly elixir drink consumed by our gods. Contrary to popular belief wrongly floated by some movies, it is definitely not an alcohol. Instead, it is a herbal juice that is extracted from a creeper plant called som. You may have heard about popular climbers like grapevine, money plant, jasmine, cucumber. Similarly, som is also a kind of climbing vine that exists in India and has significant medicinal properties. According to Ayurveda, this plant helps in balancing the kapha and vata dosh in the body. So when we talk about somras, it is simply this Ayurvedic medicine as per the scriptures. Nothing supernatural about it. And Savan is the practice of ritually extracting this juice. And Dashrath performs 3 savans a day to extract this herbal juice. Rishi Shrink and other scholars who are trained in the right intonation and pronunciation of the mantras, they chant the Vedic hymns to invoke Lord Indra and other gods to that place. The priest who invokes the gods during a havan is called a hota. The hotas duly chant mantras from Samved in a sweet melody to invoke the gods. They welcome the celestial gods and duly offer them oblations. There has been no omissions in the offerings nor any other lapse in the rites performed during the yajna. Everything is duly performed along with the correct chants of mantras. Priests have performed everything in a safe, wholesome way to avoid any transgressions in the procedure. During these days of ritual, it's hard to see a single Brahman who is not a scholar or is not having at least 100 attendants. Nobody felt hungry, thirsty, or exhausted during those days. Brahmins and their assistants are regularly served with meals. Similarly, sages, ascetics, brahmacharis, and vanpras also take their meals there. Elderly people, sick individuals, women, children, everyone is dining in that community feast. Still, King Dashrath is not satisfied. Diyatam, diyatam annam, give. Give more food, donate diverse assorted clothes. These are the directives. And accordingly, the king's men are freely distributing the supplies there. Annakut, heaps of foodstuff to feed so many people regularly day after day. There is an abundance of food. It is heaped almost like a mountain of food. The magnanimous king offers good hospitality, foods and drinks to all the men and women who have arrived from the various kingdoms. Well dressed and well decorated men are catering food to the Brahmins. Even the assistants who are helping them with the serving of food, they are also well studded with gems, jewelry, and lustrous earrings. All the guests are well pleased. The eminent Brahmins praise the delicious food prepared in a systematic manner, and they can be heard saying, "O Raghav, bless you. We are fully satisfied." Here, the name Raghav is used to address Dashrath. His grandfather's name is Raghu. Hence, Dashrath and later his sons are also affectionately called Raghav or Raghuvanshi in honor of his grandfather. Raghav is also one of the popular names of Bhagwan Ram. In between ceremonies, the eloquent and sagacious Brahmins, skilled in debate, engage in numerous intellectual debates and outperform each other. Every day, the expert Brahmins perform all the ceremonies as ordained in the scriptures under the guidance of their seniors. Here, every scholar is well versed in the Vedang, the 6 branches of Vedas. None can be considered inexperienced, as all have dedicated themselves to the extensive study of scriptures. There is no one who has not observed sacred vows. Moreover, every participant present in the King Dashrath Yajna, each one is remarkably expert in debate. This affirms the scholarly pedigree of all present Brahmins. When the time comes for erecting wooden pillars in the Ashwamedh Yajna, they stake 6 pillars made of bilva wood, the tree of Belpatra, 6 posts of Khadira wood, 6 posts made of Palash wood. Additionally, they stake one pillar of Shleshmatak wood, and 2 pillars of Himalayan Devdar wood as stipulated. The pillars are erected as specified in the scripture, and also they maintain a distance of 2 extended arms between each pillar, which is like 6 feet distance. All of these pillars are made beforehand by the authorities as per the directions given by the learned ritual scholars who are well versed in the Shastras. To add grace and elegance to the ritual, these pillars have been decorated with the gold. There are in total 21 pillars. 6 of Bilva, 6 Khadira, 6 Palash, 1 Shleshmatak and 2 Devdar. 21. And every pillar is 21 cubits in height as well and well decorated with clothes. Cubit or Ratni, as mentioned in the shlok, as per Mimamsa scripture, it was a measurement unit and was measured from the elbow to the fingertip, approximately 18 inches. So each pillar was about 31 feet in height. These strong pillars are octangular in shape, that is, each one has 8 sides to it. All are beautifully carved by the carpenters. These pillars are duly erected, covered with vibrant clothes and worshipped with flowers, perfumes and sandal paste. These pillars look as radiant and shine forth like the Saptarishi constellation in the sky, also known as Great Bear constellation. Expert architects had measured the ritual field, and accordingly the fire altar was constructed with layers of bricks. Everything well designed, well architected and constructed as per standard measurements given in the scriptures. It is 3 times bigger than the normal Yajna Vedis. Normal fire altar has 6 pits, while this one had 18 ritual pits where fire is lit with due ceremony. This is where brave King Dashrath will worship the Agni. In this ritual, animals, serpents, and birds are also arranged and designated for the respective deities as per scriptural directive. As per custom, the sages have arranged for the Yajna Ashwa and other aquatic animals for the ritual stake. 300 animals are tied to the aforesaid pillars, including the foremost of the best horses belonging to King Dashrath. With great delight and reverence, Queen Kaushalya, along with other queens, makes circumambulation to the horse and symbolically sever it with 3 knives. With a composed mind and in devotion to her dharma, Queen Kaushalya passes one night near the horse who was as swift as a bird. The 3 of the officiating priests, Hota, Adhvaryu and Udgat, make Mahishi, Parivriti, Vavata to touch the ritual horse. After controlling the fear of creature, the learned and scholarly Ritvik put it into the ritual fire as per scriptural ordinance. At an appropriate time, King Dashrath inhales the smell of smoke and absolves himself of his sin and impurities. Normally in Yajna, oblations are offered into the sacrificial fire with branches of palaksh tree. Instead of that, in the Ashwamedh Yajna, branches of cane creeper are chosen. As per Kalpa Sutra and Brahmanam, Ashwamedh Yajna is conducted for 3 days. During the first day, Chatushtom is arranged. On the second day, Ukathya, and on the third day, Atiratram is performed. Apart from these, many other effective ceremonies are also performed as ordained in the scriptures, including Jyotishtom, Ayushi, Atiratri, Abhijit, Vishwajit, Aptoryam. All of these ceremonies are performed in the prescribed manner. There are 4 officiating arch priests in such rituals of Yajna. They are called Brahma, Hota, Adhvaryu, Udgat. Each one of them has a specific role and assigned duty during the Yajna. Emperor Dashrath, who is best among men, upholder of his dynasty, and wants to further promote and continue his dynasty, when the Yajna is completed, Dashrath donates the eastern side of his region to the Hota, western side to Adhvaryu priest, southern side to Brahma priest, and northern side to Udgat priest. Thus, The king justifiably donates these lands to the officiating priest. These norms for Dakshina were prescribed by Swayambhu Brahmaji himself in the earlier times. Ikshvaku Vanshi glorious king, who is now free from impurities, is glad to donate vast expanses of his kingdom, but the officiating priest say this to the king: Hey Bhumipati, ruler of the lands, only you are capable of protecting this entire earth. Neither we have any use for the lands, nor we will be able to maintain it. We are always preoccupied with the studies and teachings of the Vedas. So, hey Rajan, please give us something else instead. Hey Narshresht, you can give us superb gems, gold, cows, or anything that is available. This vast land is of no use to us. In the next shlok, just look at the abundance of wealth, prosperity, and economy of this kingdom. Dashrath is also referred as Narpati, the Lord of People. As requested by the scholarly Vedic Brahmins, Narpati King Dashrath gives them 1,000,000 cows, 100 million gold coins, and 4 times as many silver coins. All the Ritvik priests collectively offer this wealth to sage Rishishring and enlightened sage Vasishtha. Those Brahmins rightfully share wealth among themselves and express their happiness to the king. We are delighted. To all other Brahmins who have arrived there to witness this yagya, Dashrath sincerely donates 10 million gold coins. This gold has been mined from Jambu river. To other impoverished and pleading Brahman, Raghunandan Dashrath donates his excellent hand bracelet, thus demonstrating his compassion and support for those in need. This act of generosity is in line with the tradition of offering wealth to the Brahmins during rituals. After propitiating the Brahmins, generous and valiant King Dashrath is gladdened. His senses are fluttering with happiness. To venerate the Brahmins, he prostrates on the ground to show his deep respect and appreciation for their presence and contributions to the ritual. The Brahmins bless him and chant various blessing hymns for him, symbolizing mutual respect and gratitude here. Ashwamedh Yagya destroys impurities and sins. It leads the way to heaven, but it is a difficult ritual, and even many best of kings are unable to perform this yagya. Therefore, Dashrath is highly delighted at heart after successful completion of this yagya. In order to obtain sons, Dashrath needs to perform Putra Kameshti Yagya. Ashwamedh Yagya is a preamble to that. Now that the Ashwamedh Yagya is successfully completed, he wants to perform Putra Kameshti Yagya also at the earliest. So King Dashrath requests sage Rishishring, O sage with auspicious vows, only you are able to perform this ceremony for the expansion of my dynasty. In response, the great Brahman Rishishring agrees to the proposal and says this to the king: O Rajan, you will get 4 sons to propagate your dynasty. On hearing these sweet words by sage Rishishring, Dashrath goes into a state of ecstasy. He expresses his deep respects and reverence for the sage and reiterates his prayer to the sage, and thus ends the Canto 14 in the Bal Kand of Srimad Ramayan, the first and oldest epic by Rishi Valmiki. Today in this canto, I could not find anything supernatural. Like a regular couple planning to conceive, Dashrath and his wives follow a healthy lifestyle and discipline for 1 full year. They take Ayurvedic treatment, perform a yagya, and pray to God. Today, we have studies that prove that prayers and religious practices can play a significant role in the positive thinking, mental health, and even in manifestation of goals. And this is what Dashrath and his wives are also practicing. They are getting into the best of physical and mental health before planning their family. So what is the fiction here? Maybe in the next canto? Let us find out next week. Till then, stay blessed, stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, and do comment. Jai Siya Ram. Har Har Mahadev.